Honey, can you stop leaving your hair in the sink when you shave?
Sounds like you got an attitude about it. Can you get your hair out the drain?
Can you pick up your clothes?
Can you close the damn toothpaste when you're done using it?
I don't need to deal with this.
You always do this.
No, you
I'm tired of this. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Who is it?
It's Reverend Thompson.
Praise the Lord!
Who's that arguing I heard? Come here. Hey.
Welcome to the pot. I'm DS Elias. This is where culture meets the kitchen. Whether we're talking food, psychology, spirit, or society, we always bring it back to what feeds us culturally and literally. So grab a plate, pull up a chair, and let's stir the pot. Hello, everyone. Tell me, where are you watching from? Did you have dinner already? Are you making dinner? I'm interested because I smell something. Oh, you know what it is? It's that barbecue chicken that I made. So I don't know if I did this like last week or so. I don't remember the chocolate chip cookies, but anyway, we made some barbecue chicken, some black-eyed peas. I'm going to have it with some rice. That's after the show tonight. So let me know, what are you guys cooking up? What did you guys already eat? I'm very curious. So I'm DS Elias. I'm a professional chef and a professional foodie. You are watching The Pot. We're here every Thursday night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, here on the Food Plane YouTube channel. We are all about food and culture. This channel is full of fun food facts and delicious recipes from around the world. And we have a podcast. We're live every Thursday night, a place for foodies to gather from all around the world and interact with each other. And also, I've embarked on a journey. I have packed my bags and I am traveling America looking for America's best food destinations. Every Saturday, 11 a.m., this Saturday, 11 a.m. is episode 4. So we've been to a few places already. So we have New Haven's pizza legend, Frank Pepe, known as one of the best pizzas in America. And then we visited recently the Prince Tea House and had a royal afternoon tea experience. That is also available to watch now. And if you missed any of our podcasts from the past, we've had many. We had one recently with Dr. Tashi, where we were discussing all things tech and AI. Also recently, last week, Jack Vale was in the house. And here's his social media information. This is where you can find him. What a time last week. He was here talking about his new upcoming movie about the Christian artist Carmen. What an episode. What a move last week on the pot. We really stirred up the pot last week. It was so much fun. So exciting. Also, in case you don't know, we are on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. So usually towards the end of the night, after the podcast is over, an hour, 2-3 hours, by the end of the night, excuse me, this episode will be on Spotify and Apple Podcast. So I'm really excited about that. So I am so thrilled. Let's see who is in the house today. Of Salt and Silence. Hi, passengers of the food plane. Excited for tonight's show. Absolutely, I am too. That clip was hilarious. It was. Looking forward to some coffee cake later. Yum, yum. Some nice coffee cake. Absolutely delicious. All right, so we're doing a giveaway. Today, we are doing a giveaway. So that's why I told you guys, you got to tune in because I'll never... You know what? I've been telling you lately, but usually if it's the day of the giveaway, I might mention it. So, but you never know, and that's why you got to watch. So today, at some point in this episode, I will be doing the giveaway question, which is different from our regular trivia that we do, okay? So when I give you a trivia that's connected to the giveaway, you will know. So today, we're doing a giveaway of up to $100. So lately, it's been $100. So what is it today? Who knows? But you know what? It all matters and it all helps, doesn't it? So GR Houston Jack won $100. Salt and Silence won $100. What is it going to be today? At some point in this telecast and on the show, and I will not tell you when it's going to happen. So you got to stay watching, and I'll ask you the question. The first person to answer will be the winner. Now, I got to tell you this, of Salt and Silence, who won last week, she is quick. I'm telling you, she's quick. She's a foodie, and she knows her stuff pretty well. But here's what I'm going to do. From now on, at least once a month, we do this giveaway of up to $100. So from now on, the questions that are going to be asked are going to be about the previous podcast that we had. So you have to pay attention to what's going on in the podcast, things that are said, answers that the guest may give. It could be anything to do with the previous podcast. So today's question has to do with just that. So anyway, that'll be coming up a little later. And so in order to participate in the giveaway today, you have to be a subscriber. Become a passenger of the food plane. It's absolutely free. And also you have to join the chat, because that's where you're going to answer the questions. So when we ask the question, you have to be the first one that I see on my end. You have to be the first one to answer the question. Also, take your subscriptions off of private just for the telecast, and then afterwards you can put it back on private. I have to be able to confirm that you are a subscriber. Also, you have 20 minutes after the program is over to email me and say, email me at thefoodplane@gmail.com, thefoodplane@gmail.com, and just say, I'm a winner. That's all you need to do. And I will send you your gift immediately, and you can start using it tonight. So I'm excited about that. All right. But in the meantime, let me see. Some other people have stopped by. Look who is here. Oh, my goodness. The one, the only GR Houston Jack is in the house. She says, good evening. Nice to see you, G. Hello to Salt and Silence. She said, sure did. And let me see here. Let me get this right. Son. Oh, you're going to have to help me with this one. It looks like a beautiful name. Asia. Asia, help me out there, okay? Listen, thank you so much for being here. Welcome to the pod. It's so good to see you. Welcome. Yeah. GR Houston Jack says that's a way to shift the game. All right. Love that idea. Yeah. It's going to get pretty interesting around here. So in the meantime, here is today's trivia. All right, today's trivia is, what is the main ingredient in Japanese miso soup? Oh, I love me a delicious Japanese miso soup, but what is the main ingredient? Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments. We'll give you the answer shortly. All right. Let me know. So it's coffee cake, huh? You having coffee cake for dinner? Salt and Spice. Let me know. Or is that part of the dessert? Let me know. All right. In the meantime, here's some hospitality news. All right. Isn't this so cool? Dessert is becoming the main event. The sweetest trend in fine dining right now is restaurants are now creating entire tasting menus devoted to dessert. Isn't that crazy? So think about it. Many people will go to a fine dining restaurant and will have a 8-course, 10-course meal, you know, those little plates that they bring one after the other. And imagine going to a restaurant that is just desserts, fine dining, Michelin star quality desserts, plate after plate after plate. Well, usually they're good enough portions for you to enjoy each one. So let me know your thoughts on that. I think that's really cool that more dessert places are opening up. It's a lot of fun. That's really cool. All right. So here's another one Travel for the food. A growing trend sees people are choosing where they travel based on where they can eat. Food creates memories. Restaurants are destinations. Share worthy experience. Culture on a plate. Isn't that something? Let me ask you, when you travel, do you do that? Do you make sure, you know what? Would you go somewhere just for the food like I am? So that's what I'm doing right now is I'm traveling to United States and I'm showing you everything, including this Saturday at 11 a.m., the 4th episode of America's Best Food Destinations. So I'm traveling for that purpose. You know, there's a place called Sublimotion. It's the most, I'm not going there for this reason, but it is the most expensive restaurant in the world. I don't know if it still holds that record. Sublimotion in Spain is a place that I would really love to go, but I would go mainly for that attraction and then everything else. So yeah, let me know in the comments. Let's see what we have here. Oh, and there's one more thing as far as the news is concerned. I got a big one. So stay with me for 1 second because you're going to want to hear this. I just found out about this last night, or I think it was this morning, and I have to tell you guys. So I'm going to tell you in 1 second. Let me see what's going on in the chat. All right. So GR Houston Jack says it's miso. Interesting. GR Houston Jack says, what's miso soup without miso? Interesting. Yes, for dinner. Very proper adulting. Interesting. Okay. Well, let's see what Carolyn has to say about that. All right. She said miso paste. Ah, different answer. Okay. Bonito flakes. She's questioning, is it bonito flakes? Wait a minute. Is it miso? Is it bonito? Yes, it's AB. It's AB. What do you mean by that? All right. I travel just for the food and drinks, right? I think that's something else. What does that say? I think that's so cool. And you know, being in the industry, that excites me. It really does. And then last week on the news, on our news here, we talked about how it's trending that people are enjoying more and more international cuisine. And that excites me, of course. Salt and Silence says, yes, it's about the food. If money is going to be spent, the food has to be on point. I agree. I agree with that. And so does GR Houston Jack. All right. So here's the big news, ladies and gentlemen. Big news. And I'm going to share it with you right now. I don't know if you guys have heard about this. Oh my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, whew, congratulations to GR Houston Jack, who has passed the Wine and Spirits Education Trust Level 2 with merit. With merit. Everybody congratulate GR Houston Jack. Congratulations, my friend. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. Keep on. It's so much fun. And also, GR Houston Jack is going to be on the show in 2 weeks, and we're going to continue our amazing, man. Woo! We were starting to cook towards the end of that last time. So you're going to want to watch that. Part 1 of our conversation is available. So she will join us in 2 weeks. Next week, we are joined by National Geographic photographer. He was featured in the National Geographic. Ron Foster will be joining us for the first time here on the pot. And he has been on a journey traveling the world. I've been doing the United States. Next year is the world too. But he's been going, man, he's been in some places. And we're going to talk about that. Photography, storytelling. And he decided to just pack up. I think he don't even have a place of his own. He's on this nomadic journey. And he's just traveling, staying in different places. And we're going to talk about what that's like. That's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really excited about that. All right, let's see what's going on in the chat. GR says, OMG, what? This is so cool. Yes, we did it for you. Lots of love here for our GR Houston Jack. Yeah, man. All right. Yay, G. Yay, G. All right. Thank you, Food Plate. Oh, our pleasure. Our pleasure, GR. Thank you. Thank you for being good to us. Thank you for being a friend. Thank you for being a friend. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, bum, bum. All right. Congrats. That's amazing. Amazing, G. Thank you, she says. Now you better explain this miso soup. Uh-oh, I better do this before I get into some trouble here. All right, here's the answer. The answer is miso. Miso is a traditional Japanese seasoning made from fermented soybean salt and koji, a type of mold used in fermentation. Isn't that interesting? Do you guys enjoy a good miso soup? Let me know. I wonder if Carolyn does. I think that's would it be considered vegan? Yeah, with the tofu and yeah. Oh, let's see. Huh? She's on the show. She can answer for herself. All right, GR is laughing over there. Oh, she says she loves miso soup. I do too. Oh my God, it's so, I was going to say sexy, but it's just so, no, it's really just so great way to start a delicious umami Asian Japanese meal. It really is. GR says, I do love a good miso soup. Yeah. There's different colored miso paste. You'll see the white, you'll see the red. They all have their functions and their purposes. But all right, let me make sure I didn't miss anything. All right, I'm excited. All right, so listen, guys. At some point, we are in some point in the episode, I'm doing the giveaway. So at any moment, and I'm only going to ask the question one time. That's it. All right. So what do we have here? Who's in the house? Look, oh my goodness. Hey, DS and community. That looks like Chris. I get the image confused, but I do believe, because I see a handsome man, and that has to be Chris. Chris, so good to see you. Thank you for being here, man. You just made everything so much better with your presence. Thank you, Chris. Hey, yeah, Chris is in the house. Chris is in the house. Chris is in the house. All right, I'm having a good time. I hope you are too. Nobody's told me what they're eating. I just heard one person tell me what they're eating. I know you guys got to eat unless you're fasting or something. Chris, what did you have for dinner? What are you making? Chris cooks. I've seen Chris cook. Actually, is it Ronald? Oh, I'm so sorry, Chris. But yeah, your partner cooks this as well. That's pretty cool. Yeah. All right. Let's get our guest on. I am so excited. All the way, ladies and gentlemen, Holistic Nutritionist, all the way from Toronto, Canada, the one and only Carolyn Nichols is going to help me stir the pot. Carolyn, how are you? Unmute.
I'm super wonderful. How are you?
Oh, I'm so great. How's the weather over there?
Very hot, and
Yeah.
there's no AC in this particular office. I live north, but I came to Toronto, so it's a little warm in here, but it's all good. This is where we get things cooking.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, it's hot over here in the East Coast. We're not too far from each other. So yeah, it is.
What state are you in again?
I'm from Manhattan, New York, but our studio is in New England, about an hour and a half away from Manhattan.
Got it. Okay. Yeah,
So-
you definitely got that New York accent going on.
Okay. I'm glad to hear that. I am so happy to hear that. Oh my gosh, yeah, it's been so hot, but we're nice and cool in here. So are you comfortable? You need some water? You're good? You are? There she goes. All right. So let's talk about, first of all, Carolyn, thank you for being available and for being willing. I never take it for granted when somebody says, I will be there. So thank you, because you're giving me the most valuable thing you have, and that's your time. You're giving us your time because your heart is you want to be a blessing to people. And that's what Carolyn's all about. And that's what we're all about. And so we match pretty well. So welcome back to the pot, Carolyn. Welcome back. How's everything at the Shake Shack?
At the Shake Shack, at the Energy Shack.
Energy Shack. Oh, man. Do you get that? Does that happen to you a lot?
We get everything.
Yeah.
We get everything. But the Shake Shack is cool. That's something to reconsider for rebranding.
Oh, man. So,
Yeah, things are good.
Great. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes,
So,
we are. We've just introduced a whole new line of tonics. We've made some changes to our detoxes. They now even travel better frozen, but sorry, only in Canada. We haven't been able to figure out the over the border yet, but
oh, yeah. Yeah.
our programs are worldwide, so that's always good. But no, things are going well. We're just about to jump into our Ultimate Weight Loss Challenge, which starts
What?
August 31st.
What?
And that's remote. You can do it from anywhere you are in the world, as long as you can join us once a week on Zoom. And it's so much fun because
What's the information? How can we, tell us?
so if you jump on our website, actually, as soon as you go on our website, a pop-up comes up. But
Yeah.
I mean, I can send you the link. So basically, it's $2.99 Canadian to join, somewhere around there, and there's, you get points for almost everything, even for eating your salad. I mean, you get points for, there's different workout challenges. There's points for fasting. There's points for even going to bed early.
Wow.
So we're really trying to teach healthy habits, and
Yeah.
the winner with the most point wins. And the grand prize is a gift basket from here, plus $250 cash.
What?
And a few other things. So, but there's also second prize, third prize. There's prize for the
Wow.
person that wins the most weight, loses the most weight.
Wow.
But yeah, it's really fun, and
Yeah.
you're in a team, so you kind of motivate each other. But
Yeah.
anyway, yeah. So it's starting
Wow.
August 31st. It runs till October 9th. So it's always exciting watching everybody like really do so many exercises and do the workout challenges and rack up hundreds of points every week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
It's
a
good
fun way
group
of doing it.
motivation.
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly. Yeah. Wow, that's fantastic. Now you mentioned your the tonics. Can you tell us a little bit about that? What exactly is Energy Shack?
So Energy Shack Juice Bar has historically been a juice bar. So we have a really industrial machine. We make cold press organic juices. But I am a certified holistic nutritionist. And so we do take people on a 30 or 60-day journey to reverse any chronic or acute health issues. So whether it's diabetes, high blood pressure, weight loss, weight gain, fatty liver, we've even been successful at reversing stage 4 cancer. So we use lifestyle medicine. And if you are local here, we can make you juices and tonics. So the tonics are made from wheatgrass, amla, moringa, spirulina, barley grass. We have some organic blends that we mix together and reactivate them. And so your fasting consists of cold press organic juices, and these tonics puts your body in a caloric deficit and also rejuvenates your cells in the process. And I'm telling you, people that feel fatigued, not well, digestion issues, they really come alive. And so we take people on 30 or 60-day journeys. Sometimes it includes the tonics, but our clients that are far away do not get tonics. But we show them how to do the detox on their own from wherever they are in the world.
Wow, Carolyn, that's amazing. That's awesome. All right, we're going to get back to all of that, but in the meantime, we have a segment on the show we like to call Snack to the Future. All right, Carolyn, do you remember? Let me know in the chat if you guys remember these. I could literally still taste them. The Flintstone vitamins.
Wow, yes.
Oh, I could still taste it. Oh, full of sugar, huh?
Yeah, you just wanted a vitamin just so you could have a treat with your breakfast.
Oh my goodness. How about this?
No,
Kudos.
this I don't know. This must be an American thing.
Yeah, it's full of sugar, so I guess it is. Yeah, I remember
Full of sugar and fat.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good. So why don't we just deal with that right now? So what's the problem with that? Let me just show one more. Here we go.
Yeah.
V8.
Oh,
V8. I hated this. I hated the taste. And I don't even know if it was that nutritional. I have no idea. But yeah, let's get back to this for
no
things
V8.
like no V8. All right, so good. All right, this, and the V8. What's the problem with the Flintstone vitamins, first of all?
Well, you know what? Here's the reality is that what's the problem with vitamins, period?
Wow.
I mean, that's really the question, is that the supplement industry has become a multi-billion-dollar industry. It's competing with the pharmaceutical industry. And, there's a lot of things in play to protect the pharmaceutical industry because it's such a growing industry and people are trying to take supplements instead of medications. So, but the problem is that any kind of vitamin or supplement from a bottle is usually, whatever it says on the bottle, usually less than 25% of that is actually absorbed into the body. So really, I mean, the Flintstone vitamins, number one, it is loaded with sugar for sure, but so much of it, whether it's the Flintstones, honestly, or even our supplements today, which I know the world thinks they're doing better, but put one of your vitamins in a little container of vinegar and see how quickly it dissolves. Like,
wow.
Very little of it is actually absorbed into the body. So most of us are peeing out all the money we spend on supplements, and supplements are just never the answer.
Wow. So yeah, vitamins through the food, right?
Vitamins through the food, but not through kudos.
What? So tell me about that, because a lot of people think, oh, granola, raisins. What's the problem?
So what I would say is, just very quickly, before you're going to buy anything, look at the ingredient list. So just quickly flip to the back and look at the ingredients and understand that ingredients are in order of the amount of that product that is in there. So turn to the back of kudos. I don't know if you could quickly search that up. I've never seen those in my life, but I mean, I could never, raise 3 children and have 3 grandchildren. I was never happy with any granola bar on the shelf, because as soon as you turn to the back, sugar, if it's not the first ingredient, it's the second. And then it's going to have the wrong seed oils or the wrong oils, which is usually seed oil that causes so much inflammation. And then there's this huge long list of all the additives, preservatives, and things you can't, you can't really pronounce. So, there are so many quote unquote good products. And I mean, I don't know if I'm allowed to say brands here, but you have Made Good in Canada, and they're not. They're made bad. Just read the ingredients. Second ingredient is usually sugar in those products.
Oh my. There's a company in Canada that we get a lot of organic stuff from, and you probably know about them. Let me know if you know something I don't. You Pick?
Yeah, You Pick.
Oh, they're good?
There's a couple products that are, for sure. Okay. Yeah. But again, just read your ingredient list. I mean, that speaks volumes about, is there modified milk ingredients in there? It might say organic cane sugar. That means nothing, friends. That means nothing. That means very little. So we tend to get fooled by labels like organic, non-GMO, but the truth, natural flavors, all that means is another form of MSG.
My.
And to that, I want to say that miso soup, which I do love, and it can be vegan. Unfortunately, all the store-bought ones, any time you get miso paste, because fermented foods can be very healthy. Unfortunately, I've never seen one without some sort of a natural flavor additive. So always have MSG in them to enhance the flavor.
Wow, that's nuts. Oh, wow. Let's see. GR Houston, Jack says the Hubs hasn't decided what's for dinner tonight. And it's date night. Oh, I think that's so cool that you guys have date night. We need to talk about the importance of that. Yeah, absolutely. Chris says, we just finished having curry chicken with white rice. Love it. Love it. I wonder, did you guys make it? Who made it? That's so cool. Indian food is one of my top 3 favorite foods. Yeah, love
Me
the spices.
Too.
Yeah, to the turmeric, and they're so good with their vegetarian food. They're one of the best cultures with vegetarian food.
Yes.
So Chris says, yes, it's Ronald, and we both cook. That's freaking cool, man. That's so cool. Sounds good, Chris. GR says curry chicken. That sounds yummy. It does. It does. Thank you for being with us tonight, Carolyn. Oh, isn't that sweet? Of course. Carolyn's the best.
That's
Look at her.
so nice.
Yeah, look at her skin too. Look at Carolyn's skin.
Can you see my skin? Because I don't know. Like my camera's
great.
super foggy.
Oh, it's okay, but your skin always shines through.
It's
you look
this.
fantastic. It's that tonic.
Water. It's water. It's just
Oh.
water.
It's water.
Wash my face with water, drink water. That's all I use.
I hear you. All right. He's thinking about a burger. Who's that? Who's thinking about a burger? All right. Arlena Harris is in the house. Welcome, Arlena. Welcome aboard the food plane. She says, wow. GR Houston Jack says, OMG, those vitamins didn't do much for the health. Yeah, well, you heard it from Carolyn. Yeah. Oh, yes. How are those given to children? I agree. I loved kudos. What was that?
I said, here's some candy, children.
Right. Exactly. All right. And then I loved kudos. Don't know this one. Kudos were glorified candy bars.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, look who's here, ladies and gentlemen. The one, the only. Dr. Tashi is in the house. She says, good morning, everyone. Welcome aboard the food plane, Dr. Tashi. Nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. That I know, Arlene says. GR says, never a V8 fan, but V8 Splash was tasty. Oh, I don't like that. I'm not a fan of what they call that, Bloody Marys. That, gosh, no.
Do you want to hear a real story?
Yes.
Listen, when I was younger, like I must have only, I hope my dad doesn't get arrested.
No.
But I was only like 10 or 12 years old, and my dad would mix his beer with tomato juice.
Oh.
And he would do that all the time. And he said, it's so good. And I was only like 10, maybe 12 years old. And he's like, do you want to try some? I'm like, okay.
Oh my gosh.
It's delicious. I loved it.
What?
I didn't thank the Lord I didn't become an alcoholic, but I always remember that flavor of beer mixed with V8.
Wow, that is crazy. What a concoction. Wow. Arlene. Yeah, she says vitamin through food. Yeah. Thank you for joining us, Arlene. She gets the welcome, a lot of the love going on. The hidden corn syrup and mostly everything. Yeah.
Yes, corn syrup is brutal.
Yeah. What are some, okay, we'll take a question. What are some alternative sweeteners that you recommend, Carolyn?
Great question. So alternative sweeteners, so just understand that like all sweeteners generally are going to be too much for the system. So if I say, honey is a great option if you want to sweeten something because it has nutrients in it, it still means you have to use honey judiciously. Like that doesn't mean you have honey all the time, and it should be a raw honey. Dates are wonderful and dried fruits, but again, you still have to use them in small amounts because they're still super sweet for the body, and the body only needs a certain level of glucose. So dates or date syrup, you're looking for sweeteners that have nutrients in them. Wow. Because then they're digested and absorbed in the body better, and also ones that have fiber, if possible, like a date syrup. So maple syrup, honey, date syrup. Now you can go over to the agave side, the stevia side, the monk fruit sugar side, and now you're getting sugars that don't spike glucose, right, but they're very heavily processed. Wow. So those aren't healthy. They're a good alternative for those that have diabetes.
Okay. Or to prevent, right?
No, definitely not prevention. I wouldn't put that in a prevention category.
Okay.
No, that would be for somebody that doesn't want to spike their blood sugar, because somebody who is not diabetic could have some honey or maple syrup, it spikes their sugar, but because they're not insulin resistant, it just comes down to normal within an hour or two.
Okay. Got it. Got it. All right. Arlena says it's called greenwashing, using words that portray, yeah, health, but there aren't. Yep, yep, yep. Dr. Tashi says,
Greenwashing.
yeah, sad, so sad. Unfortunately, they're trying to do away with us here in the US with healthy whole foods. You can't even eat a salad. Crazy, crazy. Yes, Dr. Tashi, little scared to eat salad these days. That's sad. Wow. So many comments. Let's see what we have here. I've learned to do without sweeteners, but if I do need them, my first go is dates, then maple syrup. Yeah.
Yeah,
GR
good
says,
options.
yeah, she says, yes, greenwashing. So, I remember I bought some dates one time and I made sugar from the dates.
Mm.
Yeah, I put them in the oven. I did what I had to do, and then put them in the grinder, and I had date sugar, date syrup. We have that. So I mentioned a U-pick because as an alternative to sweets, because I do get a sweet tooth often, and as an alternative, I've used U-pick's organic oat flour.
Right.
So I've used that, and I mix it with some to make cakes or cupcakes. I'll mix it with almond flour, and I'll use allulose as a substitute sugar. With maybe sometimes I'll use coconut sugar, but you mentioned some good ones there that I'm familiar with, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and I missed coconut sugar. Coconut sugar also has nutrients in it. It's not high in glucose. It doesn't do that big sugar spike. So coconut sugar, date sugar, these are still better alternatives, but they're still for that once in a while.
Yeah, yeah. All right. So, Carolyn, let's talk about high blood pressure because that is a big one here in America. So, first, Carolyn, as far as high blood pressure is concerned, what is the biggest myth?
The biggest myth with high blood pressure is that it's genetic. It runs in my family. I hear that so much. And genetics, scientifically speaking, have less than a 10% role to play. Most likely you have high blood pressure due to your lifestyle factors, or why wouldn't you be 10 years old with high blood pressure, right?
Yeah.
Why do you have it now in your middle age? So clearly something has changed, and we don't just get diseases because we age. That's not true.
Wow.
So the biggest myth is that you've inherited this disease, and that is not true.
Wow. So have you noticed recently they're changing the numbers again on high blood
Yes.
pressure? So it's the same in Canada?
It's not the same here in Canada. Still, the norm is 120/80. That still remains the norm. But I see them moving those markers around the world. And actually in Europe, it's a little higher. So Canada is a lower number.
Okay. Okay. So we talked a little bit about this last time, but can you talk, because you mentioned it earlier about insulin resistance and if there's a correlation with high blood pressure and insulin resistance?
So insulin resistance is usually when your cells, so all of your cells have a glucose requirement. I mean, they have many requirements, but they require glucose in order to function, act, move. So there has to be like an energy combustion within a cell in order for it to be alive. So in order for glucose, which, sugar is not a bad thing, but glucose, as the body converts your food to glucose, it goes inside a cell through a transporter. But that transporter only gets unlocked when the insulin is on the receptor. So basically, when you eat food that turns to glucose, your liver signals your pancreas to start producing and releasing insulin, because insulin and glucose travel through the bloodstream together. And when they hit a cell, the insulin sits on the insulin receptor, unlocks the door, the transporter opens, and in goes the glucose with a bunch of other molecules. They mix together and bam, you have energy, right? ATP, like that's super important for any function. Your heart couldn't even beat without it. So what happens with insulin resistance is that glucose comes to the cell, is trying to get in the transport, it's not open, and insulin saying, I'm trying to unlock the door, but I can't. The keyhole is blocked.
Wow.
So that's usually because when you have a buildup of cholesterol, then your body can't handle that much fats, and it breaks them down into myocellular lipids, not trying to get technical, but small little tiny fat molecules that if you don't have enough fiber, your body doesn't pull them out of you, they travel back up through the bloodstream. But these, fat is sticky. So now these fat molecules float through the bloodstream and can attach to your insulin receptors. So when insulin goes on there, it's like, I can't get in. So the medical solution is to give you medication with more insulin in it to force insulin onto the cells or the receptor. So there's an easy way to fix that. But to answer your question, and I had to explain that first, but to answer the question is that when you have a buildup of cholesterol happening in your bloodstream, that is most likely going to mean that you're not going to be able to get glucose out of your bloodstream.
Wow.
Glucose makes the blood thick. Cholesterol narrows your artery walls. So now I have cholesterol, so a narrow artery wall, and I have thick blood. Pour honey from one jar to the next. It's going to be super slow. Pour water, right? When you have thick blood, your heart has to pump so hard to get the blood all the way around the bloodstream.
Wow.
And now imagine you've put on weight. Now it even has a greater parameter to go through with thick blood. Like we just create trouble for our poor body.
Yeah.
So it's the blood viscosity being very thick, and it's usually thick due to sugar, toxins, dehydration, and then arteries narrowing from cholesterol that creates high blood pressure.
Yeah. So what can we do to thin that out? You said it's so thick. How can we
thin it out?
Yeah, how can we unthick it?
Solution number one, we're using this bottle a lot today. Drink water, cheapest beverage on the planet.
Wow.
Yeah, most of us are dehydrated. So I don't know if you can put this in the chat, but your weight divided by 2 divided by 8. That's scientifically how much water you need daily. Your weight divided by 2 divided by 8. Okay, so if you're not drinking your water weight, that's trouble number one. Or if you're drinking coffee, black tea, green tea, or yes, friends, dark chocolate, energy drinks, every cup of caffeine, it's a diuretic. It pulls almost 2 cups of water out of you. So you might say, oh, I'm drinking 3 liters of water a day, but are you having 2 cups of coffee today? Because if you did, you just lost 4 cups of water.
Wow.
So dehydration is one of the biggest reasons for actually high blood pressure. And that's how hydrating thins the blood. And let's just not put so much glucose in the system, and let's get the insulin receptors free so that glucose that you are eating can naturally go inside the cells.
Wow. Thank you, Arlena, for doing this. Your weight divided by 2 equals divided by ounces of water per day you need. Wow. Thank you so much.
Thank you for mentioning ounces.
Yeah.
Because that's what it is. And your weight in pounds, not kilograms.
Okay. So Dr. Tashi has a question. She says, do you need to drink more than normally do you need to drink more than normally recommended in order to thin out their blood?
Oh, that's a good question. So not necessarily drink more than normally, but what you're going to need to do is that you need to add high water concentrated foods. So before you have your breakfast in the morning, you have 2 to 3 fresh fruits. If you're diabetic, we'd have to talk about what those fruits look like. But here's the big key is that before you have your main course, which it's so funny when I come on here and you ask everybody what's for dinner, because I don't believe anybody should be eating dinner, but it's a great conversation piece, and God bless everybody that's watching. But we should be having dinner at lunchtime so that we're not sleeping on food. But the key is you would want a big 4-cup salad, lettuce, cucumber, celery. I mean, these things are 90% water. So the beauty is it's water with electrolytes. It's water that has sodium, magnesium, like all of the electrolytes that you need, potassium and fiber. So that water continues to thin the blood. The fiber pulls the cholesterol off your insulin receptors. The electrolytes bring that water into the cells where it's needed. And you also have so many enzymes because it's raw food. So now you also have more energy. So yes, Dr. Tachi, you don't necessarily need to increase your water, but in addition to drinking your water, let go of dehydrating foods and drinks and increase your water concentration food. Lots more salads, cooked vegetables lose some of their water when they're cooked, but you want to have not like, a soup with a lot of broth. That's different than water concentrated foods. That's really the key.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Salt and Silence says, how do electrolytes play in? Well, maybe she answered this. Does drinking that much dilute them? Oh.
Right. So here's the problem is that many people will say to me, and my clients will say to me, you want me to drink like 2 liters or 3 liters of water a day, but like all I'm doing is peeing. Believe it or not. Well, that means, number one, that you probably don't have enough electrolytes in your system, that you could be diluting them because you're not drinking water correctly. So there's actually a way to drink water. You want small sips. You swish it in your mouth to catch the saliva and catch the minerals that are in there, and then you swallow. We shouldn't be just glugging back water because then, yes, it's going to go from mouth to bladder so quickly. So you will, if you eat and drink at the same time, now you dilute everything. So don't do that. Always wait an hour to 2 hours after you eat and then start sipping on water and only water. But you've got to swish the water in your mouth before you swallow and take small sips incrementally.
Yeah. Wow. Amazing. So Arlena asked, what about ensuring we have all the minerals like magnesium to ensure our bodies are absorbing the water? Great question.
Yeah, very great question. And that's why I believe in a whole foods plant-based diet, because then you get all your minerals. Of course, your chicken has some magnesium, but I mean, compare beans with chicken. Yes, they both have protein, but there's so many more nutrients available, and you would fill your requirement checklist because animal products are just like mostly protein and fats and some B12. Whereas your vegetables, you've got magnesium, potassium, you've got your natural sodiums that come, and you won't overload. So if you eat properly, and I think you offer it here, $49 consultation, and that's Canadian instead of 110. If you need like how to make a meal plan, there you go. I'm happy to do that for you. Just get in touch with me.
Wow. Wow. Isn't that awesome? So how important is it, Carolyn? How important is it to invest in your health? We're talking about $49, but beside this, why is it important to invest in your health? I know it sounds like an easy answer. It should be easy.
Yeah, but
many people don't.
And yes, here's the thing is that we invest in houses and we invest in investments. We invest in money and stocks, and we invest in cars. We'll spend, $20, $30, $80,000 or more on a vehicle, but we don't want to spend $2,000 on me, for my health. This is really problematic because this body, this brain, this heart, this pancreas, I can't bring it to a shop to get fixed up. Like we don't do that. We medicate and we actually take body parts out. That's what we do. Gallbladder surgery, there's like one a minute. It's, removing a gallbladder is a serious thing. You need that organ.
Yeah.
So in our, longevity is everything, and our organs age with us. And you really want to, my customer base is generally 50 plus. I wish people came to see me always in their 30s and 40s, because if I could teach you now, then 50 looks great, right? And 60 feels fabulous. But unfortunately, we're not doing that. We're thinking of our houses, hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars in housing. And, you spend on houses and everything else, your cars, your clothes, your vacations. But health, this is what takes you to the end happy. This you want to feel good at 80 years old so you can enjoy your wealth if you have it, or your family, your grandchildren. I mean, that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Getting old is inevitable, but staying young is up to you. But a healthy adult begins with a healthy child and a healthy youth.
Yeah. So speaking of, all you got to do is let her know we saw you on the pot. $49. Excuse me. $49. Canadian. So, wow, that's important. Yeah, she'll answer your questions and she will give you something that's bespoke to you. So, yeah, that's awesome. GR had a question here. Can we revisit the eating dinner at lunch topic? That's a toughie, man.
He's so polite about it.
Yeah, that's a toughie. All right.
Okay, I'm going to say,
sure.
I'll just show an example real quick that might just like help the whole understanding.
Okay.
Our body, I'm a Christian. I don't cover that, and I believe we were made by design.
Yeah.
So our body, scientifically speaking, follows the sunrise and sunset. Our entire system is on a 7-day cycle. It's incredible. So with that being said, is that when the sun begins to rise, so does metabolism. At noon, metabolism is the highest, okay? As the sun begins to make its descent, our metabolism does also. After 4 o'clock, metabolism really takes a big dive, and insulin doesn't even produce very much in the evening hours. Why is that? Because I know technology is super advanced today, but honestly, electricity is only like 300 years old. Nobody used to eat dinner. We were not designed to eat dinner. We eat dinner today because we can put the lights on, then we can go watch TV, and then we can go put the lights back on, get some popcorn, go back and watch TV. Like, electricity is killing us. So with that being said, though, is that your body metabolizes the fastest in the daylight hours. Your body was not designed to eat dinner, because while you sleep, you're supposed to be in a healing state. That's when your body does all of the hormone balancing, immune system strengthening. That's when your body heals. That's when it gets rid of the waste. It can't do that if it's digesting your dinner. And you ate it after 4 o'clock. So it's digesting it really slow. And we wonder why we wake up feeling very exhausted and not very hungry for breakfast. So it's very convenient to do intermittent fasting the wrong way, miss breakfast, eat lunch, and then dinner. That's like death by dinner. It's really trouble.
Wow. So let's go on to sugar diabetes. So that's a big one also. So we talked a little bit about it. So Carolyn, what's one sign people often miss?
If I could say two, one is waking up a lot to urinate at night because your body's trying to get rid of sugar. And two, numbness and tingling in the hands and the feet. Those are two signs that people think, oh, I just slept on my arm wrong last night, or, oh, maybe my circulation's a little off. But that's almost always a sure sign that your blood sugar is high. And if you're waking up a lot at night to pee, or even peeing so much in the day, but especially at night, it's very possible your blood sugar is high.
Wow. Can diet alone prevent type 2?
Yes. Can diet alone? I believe in all 8 laws of health. So if you ate really well, but you always went to bed at 2 o'clock in the morning, you never exercised, and you didn't drink water, you'd still be in trouble. But I will say that lifestyle alone can reverse type 2 diabetes, and we experience that almost every day here at the Energy Shack.
Wow, that's amazing. So what's one small swap that actually helps with blood sugar?
One small swap.
Yeah.
Guess.
Hey, we got to take small steps.
Guess what it's going to be?
Water.
No, but that's good. Stop having dinner. Your
Wow.
body doesn't produce a lot of insulin at night. So have your dinner at lunchtime, but please have a salad first, because that lettuce, that cucumber, it regulates the glucose from your cooked meal and it slows down the process of entering it into your body.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. All right. Let's talk about parasites.
Oh, wow.
So
can I just say this before you go to parasites? I
Yeah.
just want everyone to know that usually diabetes begins due to high cholesterol. So diabetes is not just a sugar problem. It's usually a saturated fat problem, which is why I really promote the plant-based diet to get rid of the saturated fats. But you can be sure that, if your cholesterol is going up, your blood sugar might too.
Wow, wow, wow. Salt and Silence says, first the cheese, now no dinner. Wow. That's an interesting thing. Anyway, let's go to parasites. So social media says we are full of them. Fact or fantasy?
Full of them. Everybody has a level of parasites in us. Everybody.
Oh,
Are we all full of them? Well, I don't know that we're all full of them, but if anybody is on a standard American diet, fat, sugar, salt, then probably you're full of them.
wow, wow, wow. Are seed oils driving inflammation, or is that oversimplified?
They are driving inflammation.
Wow.
Huge.
Tell us about the seed oils and what's the issue?
Yeah, so seed oils are heavily processed, and they're usually rancid. That's the problem. You see, fats go bad quickly. That's why, honestly, we shouldn't even be eating peanuts, because when you have a high level of fat and then those fats are heated, it creates a high level of inflammation in the body, and it triggers your immune system to call inflammatory cells to an area that doesn't need them. And then those inflammatory cells begin to actually eat away at tissues in an area. So yeah, seed oils are trouble because of their high level of fat, the way that they're processed and heated. There's nothing wrong with sunflower seeds, but sunflower seed oil is trouble.
Wow, wow.
And canola oil, by the way, it's like a man-made oil. It's made from the rapeseed plant that is toxic in itself.
Okay. So what are the oils, the seed oils specifically, that we need to stay away from?
So sunflower seed oil, canola oil, all your vegetable oils. I know corn is not, well, it is a seed. So corn oil, like all your, I think I said canola oil, those are the big ones that you have to avoid. Soybean oil is not great either. And I just think in general, your oil should be used judiciously. Don't heat your olive oil because it doesn't do well at high heats. Use it cold in your salads or on your food afterwards. But we don't need to be frying everything. I mean,
Yeah.
I know you're the foodie guy and we like fried things, but
Yeah. So one of the things, so with me, when I stopped seed oils. It's been several years now, especially since that incident we talked about. So what I've replaced it with is duck fat, beef tallow, coconut oil, avocado oil, stuff like that. So what do you recommend? Because you're telling people are looking at their counters and be like, I got to throw this out now. What do I replace it with? What do I cook with then?
So the duck fat, the beef fat, the coconut. So these are high chain fatty acids, saturated fats. Those can be artery clogging if you're not doing enough exercise. If you're, so that can be trouble. I don't recommend that you use large amounts of any kind of fat. So if you're going to be using an oil, olive oil is best. Avocado oil is okay. Coconut oil used judiciously is okay. Even a sesame seed oil is not terrible, but I'm really not into the saturated animal fats because they are artery clogging.
Wow. Okay. That's a big one. That's great information. GR Houston Jack says, I use olive oil brushed on my baked chicken. I don't fry. It makes the house smell funny. I hear you. Hey, and there's air fryers today where you could just
Yes, you
spray a
don't even
little bit,
need oil.
right? And they actually work. I've had French fries. I've had sweet potato fries. I've had my chicken fried in it. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. All right. Would you first of all, our hour is literally over. I just wanted to know.
Wow, it's 7:30.
Yeah. Do you have a little more time? If not, we will just
I
do this
do.
again.
Yeah. I have more
Okay.
time for sure.
Okay. So Salt and Silence, thank you. She wants to know, what would you recommend for high heat, like a wok?
Yeah, so a wok, if you are looking for an authentic Asian flavor and don't mind the smell, sesame seed oil does well at high heat. Coconut oil does well at high heat, so you may want to get like a refined coconut oil so your food doesn't taste like coconut. And avocado oil also does well at high heats, but olive oil doesn't. It creates free radicals once you heat it.
My. Wow. GR Houston Jack says, I use the air fryer, but I need that flavor. I hear you. Okay. So are ultra processed foods the real driver of disease, or are we demonizing them too much?
Yeah, so ultra processed foods are foods that should not be consumed by the human body. However, I will tell you that if you had an extremely active lifestyle, you would probably burn through a lot of those ultra processed foods. Would it still
Wow.
create trouble? Yes. The big problem is not just that we're eating ultra processed foods, but we are not active. We sit, we don't, we weren't, even 20 minutes of exercise, it's not enough. We were designed to be gatherers and planters and out there working for our food. Now we hit a button and our food knocks at the door and we eat it sitting down, right? So the big problem, yes, ultra processed food like seed oils, all your saturated fats, your sodium, your preservatives, it's horrible for you. But add to that a sedentary lifestyle, and now we really have bad disease. And that's what's happened, is that we're eating garbage and not burning any calories. The toxins sit and build, and parasites and cancer. Yeah,
Wow.
the real issue. And then we go to bed late, we add stress. I mean, yeah, it's a number of things that are recipe for disaster.
Yeah. Wow. So when it comes to gut health, Carolyn, what's one everyday food people should rethink?
Wheat.
Mm.
Anything wheat. So whether that's 100% whole wheat, whether it's white flour, whether it's made into your pasta, into your muffin or your cookie, wherever wheat, your waffles, your pancakes. Wheat is so genetically modified in America, and it doesn't matter if it's 100% whole wheat, multigrain, if it has rye in it. Read the ingredients. Wheat, because of the high glyphosate, it's causing major inflammation in the body, digestive system, everywhere. Yeah, I really, we own a gluten-free bakery, and I hold up the picket sign for wheat every day.
Yeah. Wow. All right. So are people talking about protein? So are people overdoing protein, and what's enough for the average person?
Oh, you might not like my answer, friends, but yes, most of us are over proteining ourselves. And especially as you get closer to 50 years old, your kidneys have a lot of trouble filtering out massive amounts of protein. So an active, not super active, but just an active female only needs 45 to 55 grams of protein a day, and male 55 to 65. I know your personal trainer might be telling you to get 90 or 120 grams of protein in every day, but now you're asking for liver and kidney failure.
Mm.
So a lot of people are over proteining, and I'm not trying to do the, I don't like meat thing, but 40% of animal products or animal protein is waste in the human body because it takes so long to digest. So now when we overdo protein, we think we're getting, 20 grams of protein in this 1 ounce of chicken, but you're not. You're getting uric acid and a lot of waste. So we don't even have bioavailable protein, and it's so much of a toxic buildup when we overprotein. Even creatine supplements are trouble for your poor kidneys.
Wow.
We have to be so careful and not listen to the hype.
Wow. That's crazy. Arlena has a question. She says, what about ancient grains? Are they better than wheat?
Yes, but I would say that kamut and spelt are very similar to wheat and still cause some bloating and gas today, and inflammation. But your millet, your buckwheat, your quinoa, your amaranth, these are really good ancient grains, your teff, that are still not modified, and you can still get them in their whole form.
Yeah. Oh, amaranth. I make pancakes using oat flour and a little amaranth for that nutritional bump.
Yes.
Oh, with some
So
date
good.
syrup. Oh my, is it? Oh, so delicious. I got to show you guys how to make the, because
Yeah.
I had to make adjustments to be healthy. So I'm living a lot of the stuff you're talking about. So, and little by little, keep making adjustments, keep making those changes. Progress is what's important to me, and not
Yeah,
perfection.
the journey, it's a journey,
Right,
but
right.
one step in front of the other.
Yeah. GR Houston Jack says, when I was running marathons and half marathons, I was never, excuse me, big on protein.
Yeah, well, you know what? I've run 4 fulls and 4 halves in the span of 4 years, and I didn't have to overdo protein at all, and I raced very well. Yeah.
Amazing. Salt and Silence says, how can too much protein affect children, especially toddlers' development? Great question.
Yeah, so usually toddlers aren't eating too much protein. I mean, I've worked with so many children, and even the Toronto District School Board here, most toddlers are not over proteining, getting too much protein. That's a rare case. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'd have to talk to you personally about that, but too much protein for a toddler or, a baby, it wouldn't have such a detrimental effect. The problem is when you reach 40 and 50 years old and your kidneys are not as taut and as functioning and as muscular as they used to be, it's an overload.
My. Wow. Fiber is having a moment. What does it actually do that people don't realize?
Yeah, so, fiber is completely and totally undigestible by the human body.
Wow.
And that's a good thing. Your body doesn't know how to digest fiber. It's not built for that.
Wow.
So that's why fiber is so beautiful, because when your body bumps into fiber, it throws it out the garbage chute. And the fibers from that are very sticky. And when your liver has too many toxins, it sends it out through the bile duct. And that bile duct, then when it's sending in bile for digestion, sends out toxins as well. And when you have fiber, it actually pulls those toxins to itself and flush it out your bowels. So yeah, fiber is just, it's amazing for pulling toxins, pulling cholesterol. And somehow the body communicates very well that if the bowels are full of fiber, the liver knows to release more toxins and cholesterol through the bile duct. But if you're not drinking enough water, those fats and cholesterol pieces and toxins will turn into gallstones ultimately. So
Wow.
Anyway, but fiber is fantastic for cleaning the colon.
How much fiber should we have daily? Is it different for men and women?
I don't know the number of fiber. That's a very good question. I'm not, I don't know the amount of fiber because I don't count calories. I don't even count my proteins or my fibers, but I will tell you that if you have 2 to 3 cups of fruit before your breakfast item and you have a minimum 4 cup salad before your main course, you've got your fiber checked off. And a good way to tell too is, how are your bowels moving? Like, are you having a bowel movement for each meal? And is it long and full? You don't want to have a skinny bowel movement. You don't want to have a super wet bowel movement. Sorry for TMI. But you want to have a long, full bowel movement that looks like a brown banana in your toilet.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Ooh, like Caddyshack in the swimming pool. Anyway, fiber is nature's broom.
It is. It
Yeah.
it gets rid of all the corners, all the toxins, all the cobwebs. Fiber is amazing.
So what's a good way for us to get our fiber?
Honestly, it's not coming from your bran flakes or your raisin bran muffins. It's
Mm.
coming from your salads, your lettuce, your cucumber, your celery. These are a good mix of soluble and insoluble fiber. Your beans, your cooked broccoli, your cooked spinach. These are fibers that your body uses in an incredible way to keep you clean, and they're loaded with nutrients. Yeah, but I know I sound like a broken record with salads, but uh, you know, grow your own if you don't trust America's produce.
Yeah.
But it's so important.
Yeah. Wow, that's good stuff. So how about collagen? Collagen for skin and joint. Is that legit or is it mostly expensive hype?
Expensive hype. So your body produces its own collagen, and after 50, naturally you start losing the ability to, produce collagen. I'm 51. I'm seeing some wrinkles. I'm seeing some skin
Uh,
sag. It's just part of life, and it's okay. It makes you look like you're a little wiser. But unfortunately, manufactured collagen or supplemental collagen usually has a lot of heavy metals associated with them because how they are processed and taken out of the animals. So I do not recommend that anybody takes collagen supplements.
wow. GR says, I am seriously looking at growing my own lettuce. Real talk. Yeah, I've been doing that for wrinkles. Hold on. Wrinkles are receipts. Yes.
Absolutely. For all the stuff you've done in life.
Yeah. Wow. 51. Carolyn, you look amazing. My wife says, wow, she's so beautiful. And
Oh, that's so
I
nice.
agree. I agree. Look at your
Thank
skin,
you.
the way you look, you shine.
It's just water and vegetables.
You should, do you sell water your own brand water at the place? You probably should be a spokesperson. All right. Wrinkles and grays are badges of honor. Yeah.
Amen.
Hey, there you go. You got an amen from Caroline. Okay. Well, you know what? Let's talk about that. If you're comfortable, can we
Yeah.
talk about, you talk a lot about faith. Are you comfortable? Can we talk about that a little bit?
Listen, I could do a sermon for you right now, but I'll refrain.
Wow. Praise the Lord. All right. So stress. Let's talk about stress a little bit because I've heard you talk about stress,
Yes.
and that, and the way you talk about it, I love it. How do you with faith? I hope I'm making sense. Faith. How do you incorporate faith in stressful situations? How do you deal with stress from a spiritual point of view?
God bless you for asking me that question.
Thank you.
We were just unpacking that this morning with a client. So,
Wow.
okay, if we're going to get real, we go to Philippians chapter 4, verse 8, and it says that be anxious for nothing, but in everything, make your requests be made known unto God with thanksgiving. And so that to me is the answer for all anxiety. And the way that I have unpacked this, I call it the 5 A's. So number 1, it sounds harsh, but try not to jump off the podcast yet. But the Bible says, do not worry. And the Bible says, do not be anxious. Be anxious for nothing. So if I'm anxious and if I'm worried, sounds like I'm committing a sin because God said, don't do that. And he's not saying that because you're a bad person and you can't. He's saying that because there's an alternative. So number 1, the way that I deal with anxiety is that if I have an anxious thought, if I get worried, I realize that what I'm saying is, God, I don't trust you, because the Bible says all things work together for good to those who love God and are called according to his purpose, Romans 8:28. Yeah. So if I'm anxious about something, or if I'm fearful about something, or if I'm really worried that this isn't going to happen and work out right, then I'm saying, God, I don't trust you. So the first step is admitting that, God, I'm so sorry I had this anxious thought again. And the beauty is, he said, let your request be made known unto me with thanksgiving. It's not that he doesn't want to help you. He just needs to change your thought process.
Mm.
And the answer is right there. It says with thanksgiving. So immediately when I have an anxious thought, I'm like, God, I'm sorry, I'm worrying about that again. And I start counting my blessings. It just happened the other night. I was reliving a situation in my head that was already dealt with. And I was noticing that it was bothering me. And I'm like, okay, sorry, I'm thinking about it again, God. And I was chopping a salad. I'm like, thank you for tomatoes and thank you for cucumbers and thank you. I have access to fresh vegetables.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
so what happens on a scientific level is you just went from cortisol to endorphins.
yeah, yeah.
That changes everything for disease and your mindset. And so
Wow.
as I start counting my blessings and saying all the things I'm grateful for, I'm not in that anxious mode anymore. And then what you do is ask. Now you say, God, because it says, let your requests be made known unto God with thanksgiving. So I just
Yeah,
did my thanksgiving.
yeah,
And now I'm going to say, Lord, help me please to just, deal with this situation. I prayed for the person that had, bothered me a little bit. And I'm like, I know you have it covered and I know you're going to work it out. And I know you're going to tell me the exact time to call
yeah.
him to deal with this problem. Thanks God, I'm leaving it to you. And I'm just in a better mind frame because I just spent the last, 2 minutes and like saying all the things I'm grateful for. And it chased my anxiety away.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's
So
amazing.
it's something that you have to practice because the Bible does say to capture your thoughts and bring them into captivity. So
Yeah,
you don't want to brew on them and give birth to them. As soon as that anxiety sets in, be like, God, I'm so sorry, and start counting your blessings.
right, right. Yeah,
Then let him know what you would like, and all problems get solved.
yeah, yeah. And in that same chapter, it talks about think on things that are pure, think on things
Yes.
that are good, think on things that are
Disease
positive.
begins here.
Yes. Oh, come on
This
now.
is where
Yes.
disease begins.
Yeah.
My favorite author wrote a book, Ministry of Healing, and she says, the sick would only be better. No, the sick would be better if only they thought so.
Wow. Wow. As a man
That's
thinketh,
so profound.
as a man thinketh, so he becomes. Book of Proverbs.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah. So amazing, amazing. I think about now if there's people out there and you don't believe in God, you're just as welcome here. Don't worry about it. Listen, eat the meat and throw out the bones. That's what I say. There is meat in everything we're saying. So I'm sure you can extract some kind of something good that you can use in your life. But I'm thinking about Peter when Christ asked him to walk on the water, and there was a storm that came, and he got his eyes off of Christ, got his eyes on the storm, and began to sink. So I'm wondering if he would have just kept his eyes on Christ instead of the problems around him, the storms around him. So yeah, but hey, at least he got to walk on water.
He
So
did for a
he
few
sank,
minutes.
but the
He
Lord
sure
picked him,
did.
and the Lord picked him right back up. Though a righteous man falls, yet
That's
he
the
arises 7
beauty.
times. Yeah,
That's the beauty of that whole story, is that as Peter fell, God wasn't like, oh,
right.
you never listen, Peter. He was like right there. It's
Yeah,
okay. We're going to do
yeah,
it again. And let me tell you, Peter spent the rest of his life walking on water.
yeah,
Like he really lived by faith after that. So it's a journey, whether
yeah.
it's your food journey or whether it's your spiritual journey, whether you mulled over that anxious thought for 20 minutes before you said, oh yeah, I'm not supposed to be doing this, God, or whether you start getting better at it in the first 10 seconds of that thought, you learn how to bring it into captivity. It's a journey.
Yeah,
Just walk it.
yeah. Salt and silence. Yeah, that's in Isaiah 26 verse 3. I think he keeps those in perfect peace. I can
Yes.
believe me. I could
That's in
dig.
Isaiah.
Yeah, I could dig
Yeah,
in.
it says
I can keep those in perfect peace, whose eyes are stayed on me. Exactly, just like the story we just told. Right? He got his eyes off of Christ and got his eyes on the problems around him. Be still and
yeah.
know that I'm God. Right?
Yeah,
So,
DS,
yeah.
I've been doing what I do for like more than a decade. And I will tell you that people come to me every day with high blood pressure, diabetes, digestion issues, cancer. And I'm going to say that 90% of the reason why people are not well is not really their diet, but their stress level. Stress
Yeah.
kills
Wow.
us before the bad food does.
Yeah.
And so many people are eating the wrong foods because they're stressed out, or they can't sleep at night because their mind is racing, or their cortisol levels are out of control, which feeds cancer. So 80%, 90%, really, I'm going to say 90 because 80 is too low. Most people are not well because we are very stressed out, and the demands of life today are so high.
Wow.
We don't know how to manage and cope.
Wow. That's crazy. Um, so Carolyn, I've never been to Energy Shack Juice Bar. I'm just
Okay.
curious. Yeah, I'm curious. What is it? What's the experience like when you walk in? What should I expect? And then also, if somebody cannot go to Canada or is it in Toronto specifically?
It's on the outskirts of Toronto and Scarborough.
Okay. Can you give us the exact address just in case?
Yes, 1970 Ellesmere Road, unit number 4 in Scarborough.
Okay.
1970 Ellesmere Road.
Okay, so give me a visual. What does a customer client expect when I walk in? Give me a visual of what should I expect?
Come on. We're going. We're here.
Are you serious?
So, yeah, I'm serious. Yep. I don't usually come here,
This
but
is
I'm
an
here.
exclusive. This is awesome. Oh, this is awesome. Check this out.
We bought the With Gluten-Free Bakery a little while ago. So here's the bakery. Oh, close your eyes.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
These are actual cupcakes. They are gluten-free, but
Wow.
so we have a full retail store, and over here is
Wow.
the Energy Shack juice bar fridge, loaded with vegetable juices, onyx, and healthy salad dressing.
Wow.
Water.
Yeah.
And then we have a freezer full of different items.
What's in the freezers? Like what?
So we have lentil curry, sweet potato lentil
Oh.
curry. We have vegan shepherd's pie. We also have other things like regular pies, apple pie, apple crumbles. But we have 12 different kinds of gluten-free bread.
Yeah.
So from sourdough to bagels to teff to whole grain made with millet and rice flour.
Wow.
And we just launched our new croissants.
What?
Everything gluten-free.
What?
So Energy Shack used to have their own store 5 minutes from here. And look, we also have a cup.
Wow.
So everybody can just relax.
That's fantastic.
When people come in, they will hear lots of hymns playing in the background. And there are some books on the shelf to tell you all about the love of God.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Those are just bonuses, but we are a gluten-free bakery and the Energy Shack all in one. And I will give you a little sneak peek of.
Oh, this is awesome. This is so much fun. Oh my gosh, look at how big. Oh, I love it. I love it. How do you make croissants? Oh my God.
I don't, the chefs do.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. I am impressed that you can make without using gluten or flour as we know it, and you can make a croissant. Croissants made with flours are difficult, but to make it, that's amazing. I didn't know it was any of this. I didn't know. And here's Salt and Silence says, that's a playland. She says,
yeah, it's a playland.
Wow. Arlena said, I get to see Energy Shack. What a treat. Wow, I was not expecting that. That was my that was the highlight.
I'm not usually here. You know, usually I'm in Sudbury, 4 hours north of here. But I come down to the store once a month, and I just came down this morning. 5 hours.
Wow. That was a treat, Carolyn. Oh my gosh, that was so much fun. Thank you so much for doing that.
Yeah,
That's a
thanks for
huge place.
asking.
So let me ask you this. If anybody who saw what was in there say, wow, can we get any of this online?
You can, but unfortunately, we're not able to ship to the US yet.
Okay.
So if you're in Canada, no matter where you are in Canada, I can ship it to you overnight. We have incredible rates. But we are working with the new tariffs that have happened. We have to have all these new HS codes. So we're still working on how to get our products back into the US.
Okay. Well, hopefully that happens sooner than later. Wow,
Yes.
Carolyn, I believe it'll happen soon. But wow, I'm so excited for that. Like, I love, like, I go to Whole Foods. I like that. But then we have in New York, and even in where the studio is nearby, we have a couple of natural food places. And this reminds me of that, where you can go in and you got bread. I mean, you got pretty much everything there. That is amazing, and that's fascinating. I would be in a candy store if I was there.
Yeah,
I would
I'm
be
in
in
a candy store here, and because I'm fully gluten-free and plant-based. Now, we bought the bakery 2 years ago. It'd been running for 9 years before that. Energy Shack is my own. I birthed it from the beginning, me and my husband. So the bakery is not fully plant-based. There's still non-plant-based items, including our croissants. But since we started, we have added so many more plant-based items, which they had even before. So and we've also added a whole refined sugar-free line. So I'm working at Energy Shackanizing the with gluten-free bakery. So there's also some healthier items.
What's in the sugar? What's the sugar line?
In the refined sugar-free line, we use coconut sugar or maple syrup.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, so we've got some muffins, we've got a bar, we've also got some cakes that, there's so much goodness here, and we have amazing staff.
Oh man, that's you know what? I love to see people who have a vision and then actually execute it. I love that. Anytime we go to
that's God, right? Just giving you the desires of your heart. Like, I look around and I'm just like, Lord, I didn't even know this is what I wanted, but this is what I wanted.
Wow.
He sees that, and he gives you the desires of your heart for those that trust in him. And I'm not saying I've had a perfect life in trusting in God, but I've surely tried.
Yeah. Wow, that was so much fun. I'm still like so happy that you did that. Totally.
Arlene says sounds like a road trip to Canada. I'm telling you, the whole food plane crew should just like get in a bus and we drive to the bakery.
Yeah. Maybe me and Indie Soup can get together and do something. Anyway, wow, that was amazing. Oh, I will never. That was a highlight of ever since I started the podcast. I would say that's one of my highlights right there, because it was unexpected, and I was like, "What? She's going? What? Where is she going?" I said, "Don't leave. Hold on." But she showed us the place. We saw the back. Oh my God, she has. Do you have ice cream there?
That's a good question. So no, we don't, but I made some vegan ice cream over the weekend and I brought it here. So yes, there's some in the freezer, but no, we don't usually sell it.
How'd you make it?
I made it out of cashews and coconut milk and blended it with almond butter and a little bit of maple syrup. Oh, DS.
Yeah.
It is the best ice cream you have ever tasted. It even scoops so nice and smooth. I blended it till it was creamy. When you eat it, because the sweetness is there, but it's not like overly sweet. It's like, you've even had enough, and you just put some like roasted slivered almonds on top. Wow. It's really amazing.
Oh my God, that sounds a lot better than my banana-based ice creams. So I make banana because I love
a banana-based ice cream,
Yeah. I use bananas as my base. It comes out just like ice cream, same thing. I'll add, if I want a blueberry ice cream or whatever kind of ice cream, the frozen bananas are the base.
Yeah, you have that machine?
No, what do I do? How do we hold on? no, I use the food processor.
You
I
use
put
the
them
food processor.
yeah.
Yeah.
and I'll get it that consistency, and then I'll add all my other stuff, and it's delicious. And you get all your potassium and all that good stuff, so that's exciting. Oh my gosh, wow. So Carolyn, where tell us about your website, tell us about where can we find you on social media.
Yeah, absolutely. So EnergyShackJuiceBar.com. Social media is the Energy Shack Juice Bar. And we do have a very active YouTube channel at the Energy Shack Juice Bar. We're also, we do cooking classes every month. That's why we're making all these different ice creams. So there's a Thanksgiving cooking class coming up in September because October is Canada's Thanksgiving. But yes, jump on our website. There's a free video there under nutritional counseling. It'll teach you all about the 8 pillars of health that would change your life. And we're, like I said, we're doing the weight loss challenge, but in February and April, we actually take our clients away to nature and we do a retreat, 4 days or 7 days. We cook for you. We do all the therapies for you. And we get a lot of US people coming up. So jump on that plane and get on over here. I will give you free transportation to the woods.
That's fantastic stuff. Oh man, people take advantage. Let's see. This was so fun and informative. Thank you, Carolyn. Yes. Thank you, Carolyn, for sure. Listen, Carolyn, you already know. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being willing, for being available. Thank you for sharing your faith, your heart, and thank you for sharing all of your wisdom. Thank you for helping people. Thank you for opening up that store. You're making a difference in the world, and I really appreciate that. And I thank you for that. I really do. And I appreciate you. And I hope to see you again on the podcast so we can continue, because there's still so much to talk about, like sleep and stress, inflammation. I don't think you can run out of topics to talk about, more about the vitamins and stuff like that. So thank you again for being here. And Carolyn, thank you. I will talk to you soon. Appreciate you.
God bless you. Thank you, DS, for all you do. Happy to come back anytime. And thank you, audience, for staying tuned for, what do we had, like 90 minutes here.
Yeah.
God bless you. You have an amazing show, and I love your passion.
Oh,
DS.
thank you.
Beautiful.
Thank you so much.
God bless you.
Talk soon. Okay. Oh, wow, and wow. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen. We got some applause. You got GR saying great show. Thank you guys for staying. I appreciate that. You're giving your time as well, and I hope that you got something from that time. So I appreciate it. Arlena, you were great. I got to just tell you, thank you for your questions. Thank you for your comments. Please, we're here every Thursday night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. Stop by anytime. You're more than welcome to ask your questions and have fun. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Dr. Tashi says, thank you so much, Carolyn. Great show, DS. Thank you, Dr. Tashi. Appreciate that. All right, people, here we go. It's that time. Okay. So remember, I have to know that you're a subscriber, so take your subscriptions off of private. You can put it on after you get your prize, okay? So I'm going to ask you a question. The first person to answer that I see on my end in the comments will be the winner. Now, keep in mind, if you win, if we've had 2 of these already. So if the same person had won, I'm okay with that. I'm okay if you win every single time we do it. So if I did it again next week, I'm okay with that you won this week. It doesn't matter how many times. It's just about who is the first one I see on my screen, the first person to answer the question. So make sure you take your subscriptions off of private. When you win, then you have 20 minutes after the show goes off to email me at thefoodplane@gmail.com. thefoodplane@gmail.com. You email me, and all you got to say is, I'm a winner in that email, and I will send you your gift of up to $100. So it could be 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 40, 50, 80, 100. It could be anything. So it's always going to be once a month. up to $100. And sometimes, like I've done before, I might do it next week again. I might do it I can do it as many times as I want, but I'll at least do it at least once a month. All right, here's the question. Are you ready? All right, here we go. Here we go. Let's get a little drum roll. Can we have a drum roll? Okay, the question is, last week, Jack Vale told us where he was born and where he's from. So tell me, where did Jack Vale say he was born and where he's from? Let me know. First person. Oh, Lord. I know Salt and Silence, she's quick. I'm telling you guys. I told you that from the beginning. So come on. Hurry up. Whoever's the first one. Nobody's in yet. Oh, my goodness. Wow, that's very specific. Anybody else? Well, you know what? At the end of the day, it happened again. Huntington Beach, California. So California is the answer. And yeah, wow, you got everything so specific. That's impressive, Nicole. That is very impressive. So GR says, I was thinking Cali, but wasn't sure exactly where. I hear you. No problem. So I wasn't on last week. Oh, Arlene. Yeah, I hear you. Well, you know what? Like I said, we're here every Thursday night. We do this at least once a month, but I might do it next week again. Who knows, you know, but at least once a month at any point during the podcast. So today's winner is of Salt and Silence. Congratulations. Now, the reason why I am allowing her to participate is because she's not actively, we're still trying to coordinate how to meet. I've been so busy. It's crazy how busy. Tomorrow we're going somewhere else. We just came from somewhere yesterday. It's been a wild ride. So the reason why is because she's not actively being a producer. I still have to talk to her and sit with her and show her the ropes and all of that stuff. So once that happens, she will no longer be allowed to participate in the giveaway, and she knows that. So, but since she's not participating and she's not a producer, yeah. So there you have it. She won. All right, listen, next week, Ron Foster is going to be here. Ron Foster. Oh, I'm so excited to hear about his nomadic experience and what it was like to be featured in the National Geographics. So next week, we're going to do a lot of talk about storytelling and traveling the world. His experiences traveling to Africa, to Iceland, to France. And where else is he going? What does he have up his sleeve? I heard there's a new book coming. So yeah, we're going to get a lot of scoops next week. So yeah, I'm really excited about that. Listen, I got to tell you guys, I sincerely appreciate you guys more than you can imagine. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting the podcast. I hope that we just continue to get better and better, and and grow. You know, let's not go through anything. Let's grow through everything. How's that? So when somebody asks you something, don't say, "Oh, I'm going through so much." No, say, "I'm growing through so much. I'm growing through so much." Hey, that's your little food for thought. That's your little food for thought for today. I am growing through some things. I like that. I might just rewind and watch this part of the video myself. All right. It says, let's see. Get your prize, girl. Girl, listen. Girl, listen. GR, listen, congratulations again. I can hardly wait till you are on the podcast. We're going to have a great time. There's no time limit. We're going to tear it up. Because I felt the itch towards the end of that last conversation. We were just getting started, but you know what? It's going to be different this time. It's going to be exciting. So next week, Ron Foster. The week after, GR Houston Jack is going to join us. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it for tonight. Thank you so much for joining me. Remember, this Saturday, 11 a.m., a brand new America's Best Food Destinations. And next Thursday night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, we're here again. All right, guys, enjoy your evening, and I'll see you next week.